Are you Marcy Martinez? I cannot hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, why are you whispering?
I'm not whispering. You got.
Nobody heard a word you said. It's like you're moving your
My
mouth,
volume.
but no sound is coming.
Yeah, my volume is probably low. There. Can you
All
hear me
right,
now?
Brenda, did you hear her? All right,
Just
so understand that what you were originally charged with was fraudulent use or possession of identifying information less than 5 items, which was a state jail felony. The range of punishment is 180 days, up to 2 years in the state jail facility, and up to $10,000 fine. The state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of attempted fraudulent use or possession of identifying information, 1 to 5 items. That is a Class A misdemeanor. The range of punishment is up to a $4,000 fine and up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Why do people always move around when they're on Zoom? I mean, are we shooting a video? Is this behind the scenes of Apocalypse Now? And I know I'm showing my age and people haven't seen Apocalypse Now, but hopefully, thank you, Miguel Nahara. I think you're shaking your head that you've seen it. The rest of the young people have not seen it. I mean, everybody is acting as though they're shooting some kind of Oscar-worthy or Emmy, thing. Let's just find a stationary place and let's remain there. Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
She has, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled plea bargaining page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargaining agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of attempted fraudulent use or possession of identifying information, 1 to 5 items. They're asking that your fine be assessed at $1,500 and it be probated. They recommend deferred adjudication. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours of community service restitution, and the MRT. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea?
Paid off for states 1 and attachments, Judge.
Any objections?
No objections, Judge.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Yes, ma'am.
Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we just would respectfully request that the court follow the state's recommendation, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Martinez,
Yes,
why are
ma'am.
you attempting to use checks that don't belong to you?
Because I need them. I know I should have done it. I was wrong. Shouldn't have done it. I wasn't really thinking it through at the time.
Nope, let me just tell you, you were thinking it through because your name on this check, it says paid to the order of, and it has your name there. So when you get this check, you see that it's not yours. You write your name in the pay to order, you date it, you even put the amount in it, and then you had to write out the amount. So you took time to write out $950 and then sign it. So again, why are you taking things that don't belong to you?
I found it. I found it.
I can't hear you.
I found it.
So you're saying you found these checks and being the upstanding citizen that you are, your thought was, oh, somebody's missing checks. Let me write my name in it and go around cashing checks. That was your thought process?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
So again, why are you, because basically this is theft. Why are you stealing? Why are you a thief?
Because
everyone is waiting with bated breath for your answer. You need to keep your voice up. Why are you stealing?
I wasn't thinking at the time.
No, you weren't thinking because it took some thought process to write. What were you thinking when you wrote your name where it says pay to the order of, and you write Marcy Martinez? What were you thinking when you were writing that?
I wasn't writing it.
Oh, so you're saying somebody saw some checks. They found them. They said, oh my gosh, this person, Marcy Martinez, let me write her name in the pay to order instead of writing my own name. Oh my gosh, let me write it for $950 and let me write $950 and no cents so that Marcy Martinez can have this money for checks that I just found. Why are you stealing?
I was going through a rough time in my life and I wasn't thinking at the time. I know I made a mistake and I'll never do it again.
What does that mean? You were going through a rough time in your life? Everybody's had rough times in their lives, financially, otherwise, on the brink of homelessness, but they don't steal
Yeah,
checks.
well, yeah, I know, but I know I made a mistake, like I said.
So what's your rough time? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because I was staying with a friend. And then we needed money. And I needed to pay rent to stay there. Because I didn't have nowhere else to stay.
I mean, I still don't, I don't find your explanation satisfying to the court, but I'd accept that as such. Some people just steal. That's what they do. Sometimes they get caught, sometimes they don't get caught. This is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to a $1,500 fine that will be probated. 2 years deferred adjudication, parenting classes. You're going to provide a UA first thing tomorrow. So there's going to be a UA on August 27th at 9 a.m. And before I request this UA, what are the results going to be?
I'm dirty.
All right. And what have you been using?
Huh?
What have you been using?
Weed.
And what else?
That's it.
All right, you're going to do a UA tomorrow. If you don't show up for that UA tomorrow, a warrant is going to be issued. You understand? There will be no excuses. And that UA had better only be for weed. The MRT, 120 hours of community service restitution, 40 hours will be waived if you obtain the COVID vaccine. Here's the thing. I'm not requiring anybody to get the COVID. You don't want to get it, you don't have to. But if you were to get it, 40 hours will be waived. I'm going to want field visits 3 times per month, random. You're going to have employment within 30 days. And there's to be no employment as a home health care provider or any employment involving minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. And Ms. Casares, I'm doing that because there's something else going on with the fact that she doesn't have custody of her 3 children. I don't know what's happening with that, but I think it's more than just, I signed my rights over. I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong and proof can be brought to me and they say, you know, you're wrong, CPS wasn't involved, I will apologize and we will move on. But there's something else that's going on here when you have 3 children and you don't have custody of any of them. You haven't paid child support for any of them. And then she's here on fraudulent use or possession of identifying information. And she's saying her food stamps are going there. I don't even know why she would be receiving food stamps when she doesn't have children with her. Regular Zoom reporting or in person. So if something happens and you can't report by Zoom, you need to do it in person. And I'm going to want random UAs. That's if she's negative for anything other than weed. If she's positive for weed, then the test for levels. All right, Ms. Martinez, here's the thing. You're going to have to support yourself. And by support yourself, what I mean is you need to be responsible for your own food, your own living arrangements. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you, Ms. Martinez? Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Marcy Rose Martinez who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 4966
for the offense of attempted fraudulent use or possession of identifying information on August 26, 2021 for a period of 2 years. Is that you?
Yes.
All right, state.
Violation of condition number 5 in Bear County, Texas, the defendant Marcy Rose Martinez, the then and there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December of 2022 in violation of condition number 5.
Ms. Martinez, did you review that with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the violation of condition number 5, how do you plead? True or not true? I'm sorry? Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? You need to say yes or no and speak up. Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation? I'm sorry, this is a misdemeanor. Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with this paperwork. All right. So you're looking at up to 1 year in the Bear County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yeah,
You need to speak so she can type it.
No, the answer is yes or no. Do you understand?
Yes,
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
no.
All right, you want,
I think she's a little confused.
all right, so here's the thing. You've pled true to violation of condition number 5. Do you understand that? You need to say yes or no.
Yes.
All right, so you understand that you've pled true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that in violation of condition number 5, they're saying that you didn't report?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you want to plead true to that? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right, do you understand because you've pled true to that, regardless of whatever agreement you have with the state, I can revoke you and sentence you up to a year in the Bear County Jail
Yes, ma'am.
and up to a $4,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes.
Knowing all those things, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There's not, Judge.
Judge, if I may, so there were some other violations, and I didn't say, but we're waiving them again, because just proceeding on with the one that we read. We don't have an agreement, and the state is asking that to enter an adjudication of guilt against the defendant, revoke for community supervision and sentence her to 1 year in the Boone County Jail.
All right, and what are you requesting?
Judge, I'm requesting reinstatement and I'd like to call my client as a witness.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Marcy Rose Martinez.
Yes.
Thank you. So Ms. Martinez, you entered into a term of probation with the state back in 2001.
Yes, sir.
And when you did that, were you reporting to probation in person?
No, I didn't report.
How were you supposed to report?
Going to office.
Okay,
Going to the office.
and
All right,
so,
so here's the thing. You're whispering. The court reporter cannot hear you. I cannot hear you. So the testimony that your attorney is seeking to elicit from you, if you want me to make a decision on what you're saying, I need to hear you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you may continue.
thank you. And so, were you asked to report by Zoom?
I'm not sure. I couldn't hear because the phone kept on breaking up.
Were you doing your orientation on the phone
No, I was doing my court on the phone. on Zoom.
when you entered your plea?
Yes.
Okay, and so after you entered your plea, did you talk to someone from probation?
No, I wasn't able to do it.
Did anybody from probation call you?
No.
Did you call them?
No, because I didn't, well, I did, because I got to hear her, she said that my probation officer's name, so I tried getting a hold of her. Then, but I didn't get no answer, they didn't come back.
Okay, at the time, where were you living?
I was homeless at the time.
Did you have a car?
No,
Did you have a job?
no,
Were you living on the street?
Mhm.
And so,
All right, so here's the thing. You need to stop with this stuff because guess what? The court reporter cannot take down and when they look at the record, doesn't mean anything to anybody. Do you understand? How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 38.
All right, so you're gonna have to open your mouth and speak so that the court reporter can hear you and so that I can hear you. You may continue.
thank you, Judge. And so you were homeless, you didn't have a car, didn't have a place to live, didn't have a job.
Yes.
And so, since then, here we are, 2025. When did you get arrested? Approximately.
Recently,
Yes.
on the 12th.
Okay. And, were you charged with a new offense? Had you been charged with any offense since 2021?
No.
And so were you homeless when you got arrested this time?
Yeah.
Okay. And, what's gonna be different this time if the judge would consider keeping you on, probation?
You know, this time, hopefully, I'm trying to get into Haven for Hope, so that way I can stay on top of that as well.
I can't hear.
I modeling.
You gotta speak up, please.
Yeah, I can't open my phone, I can't open it.
So what would be different this time?
I'm trying to get help, you know, I'm trying to take my classes and stuff like that, everything that I need to take care of.
Okay, do you have any family support here in town?
No,
Do you have any adult children?
no,
Any siblings or parents?
no.
Okay. And so if the judge does give you probation, you're gonna try and go to Haven for Hope and see if they'll let you stay in the courtyard or something?
No, once I sign in, then I have to wait, she said like 2 weeks, maybe not even 2 weeks, maybe a week to get into the site, so that way I'll be signing.
Okay, all right, thank you. No further questions, Judge.
Any other questions?
Yes. Ms. Martinez, so when you were placed on deferred adjudication back in 2021, you provided an address of 1919 Jamar to probation. So were you living at that address at that time?
I was, but my friend, she got kicked out.
Okay. And so did you notify probation that the address had changed?
No, because I have no idea.
Okay. And were you aware that probation had went to that address multiple times to try to get in contact with you?
No, because we already had that going on.
Okay. And as part of your conditions, you were allowed to report virtually, but you were also provided the option to report in person. So did you ever make any attempts to go down to the probation officer to let them know what was going on with you?
No, because I tried calling, but she said to get a hold of her first, but I didn't know that I couldn't have got a hold of them on the phone.
Okay.
Through the Zoom, you know.
As part of your conditions as well, you were supposed to gain employment and provide proof of that within 30 days of being placed on probation. Did you comply with that condition?
No,
Okay. And then also you were ordered to take a parenting class. Did you ever do that?
no.
I have no further questions.
Any further questions?
No further questions, no further witnesses, just argument.
All right, I'll hear argument.
Judge, I would ask the court to consider putting her back on deferred. She's had a lot of financial reversals. She hasn't been able to get her act together. It's not from a desire to be out there committing crimes and doing wrong or, you know, creating victims. It's more, she needs assistance more than anything else. She's homeless. She didn't do what she needed to do, but she also didn't have a phone, didn't have a car, didn't have an apartment or a house or anything. So it's not as a disrespect to the system or the court, but more just a complete lack of resources on her part. So we would ask the court to consider keeping her on. If the court won't do that, we would ask the court to give her the shortest sentence possible on a class A. Could be as little as a day.
Okay. So I appreciate your defense counsel argument. I think it's a great argument, but this is what I don't understand. Why is it that people can't find resources when they're on probation, but they can find resources and rides to commit fraud because That's what you're here for, attempted fraud. So you are able to find a ride to steal from this person. And the complainant in this case, guess what? That complainant has to go out and who knows, maybe find a ride to change all of his bank accounts, to find a ride. And everybody knows how the Social Security office is. You have to go down there. And I think now you just go down there to set an appointment. They don't even see you. And then once you set an appointment, then you have to go back and you have to bring certain paperwork. And if you don't have that paperwork, they'll make you come back and then you get set off. So my question for you is, why can you find rides and resources to commit a crime, but you can't find rides or resources or pick up a phone and call probation to say, hey, I'm having issues? Explain that to the court.
I really wasn't thinking at the time, you know, that I went and did that. Yeah,
I'm sorry,
right.
what?
I wasn't thinking right at the time, you know, and yes, you know, when we're going to do something wrong, yeah, of course, we're gonna have a right to work, you know. Well, I tried to have it right there, but I didn't want to go down there for anything, you know, because I kept on calling and I tried getting a hold of them a couple of times. And
Wait a minute, you said you didn't want to go down there for a ride. Why?
I didn't want to go down there for anything because I already had called a few times. I left them my number for them to call me back and they never called me back. So I figured that they were busy and then we're going through that COVID. So I figured that they weren't even gonna allow me to get in there to see them at the time.
Okay. Is there anything else?
No, Judge.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is finding you guilty. Court is going to sentence you to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail, give you credit for any time served. There's a $4,000 fine, time and money to run concurrent. There's to be no contact with Gennaro, Gennaro. Last name is, I think it's Locricio, Locriccio. All right, we can go off the record. Good luck to you. You're gonna have to do better. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.